The clipboards in ISIS Vision are here on the screen and are initially numbered and labelled C1 through C10. There are 10 clipboards that you can use. Clipboards are used to store rubrics from the repertory or virtual rubrics, that is rubrics that you can create following Materia Medica searches or combinations of rubrics on a clipboard. And they're the area that you put your rubrics for subsequent charting and repertorisation and analysis. So that I can show you them in action, let me first of all construct a typical case of say 4 or 5 rubrics, and I'll show you how to put those rubrics on a clipboard and then how to manipulate them when they're on the clipboard. So in our pretend case, let's say we have a very talkative patient and we want to find the rubric loquacious. Now I'm going to be using Complete Repertory 2005 for the purposes of this demonstration. So I'm just going to type in a few letters and find the first rubric I want, which is loquacity. Now the easiest way to put this rubric on the clipboard is simply to click it, which highlights it, and then to drag and drop it onto the clipboard, and as you can see it gets a little red tick next to it and the clipboard count has increased to 1. Clipboard number 1 now has 1 rubric taken for this current case. This particular patient has very strong feelings of it's not fair or feelings of injustice. So again I'll click on the repertory here and type a few letters to get to position to the rubric I'm interested in, which is injustice cannot support. An alternative way to take a rubric to the clipboard is to highlight it and then click the right mouse button, and then you can choose copy to clipboard 1. And now we have 2 rubrics on the clipboard. I'll choose another rubric. Let's suppose the chief complaint was high blood pressure or hypertension. I'll do a quick search for the word hypertension. Go to the clinical chapter of Complete and again take that rubric to the clipboard. They also have a very noticeable cracks on the lips, and we can again search the repertory for cracks and lips very quickly and very easily and take those again to the clipboard for the 4th rubric. And the final rubric they have, or the final symptom, is terrible nausea during motion. So again I'll just very easily and quickly type in a few search words, do a search, find the rubric and put it on the clipboard. Now at this stage we have a case of 5 rubrics. Now to open any clipboard you just click like so and ISIS will show you the rubrics in the case. Now don't forget you have a preferences button here you can use to control the appearance of all aspects of the clipboard. You can discover how to set all these settings yourself through the help menu or just through trial and error, as you can't do any harm at all. I'll just close this down. One of the facilities that homeopaths sometimes like to use for their selected rubrics are to have a quick view of the rubrics and the remedies on the clipboard. And the way you can do that is by clicking the show button here that I'm highlighting, which will instantly show you on the screen all of the remedies for the selected rubrics. Some people like to quickly browse through these looking for those remedies that are coming through. To switch them off, just click the hide button. When you're ready to repertorise, you'll notice that the clipboard itself has the toolbar here. Every clipboard has its own toolbar of shortcut functions, allowing you to control the appearance and location of the rubrics on the screen. So for example, if you wanted to move the injustice rubric to the top of the list, you would just highlight it like so, click move up, and now it's at the top of the list. You can delete rubrics, move them up and down, see the remedies for them to your heart's content until the clipboard is as you like it. Now one very important thing that I do need to stress, clipboard number 1 is the master clipboard for the whole case. You can put rubrics on other clipboards, 2 through 10, but a rubric always has to be on the master clipboard. That's, if you like, the totality of the case. But just to show you how you would do this, if you wanted to move the physical symptoms to a separate clipboard, you would highlight each in turn. Holding down the Control key as you click allows you to select multiple rubrics, and then holding the Control key and dragging to a different clipboard allows you to put them on clipboard number 2. And if I click on clipboard 2 at the side, you can see that's got 3 rubrics. And in fact, I'll just position this so you can see both clipboards open at the same time. The master clipboard has 5 rubrics. Clipboard number 2 has only 3 rubrics. I'll just close clipboard number 2 for now, and we'll go back to working with our main clipboard like so. When you're ready to repertorise, you can just click the repertorise button to get a chart, just like this. It's as easy as that, and you'll see the rubrics and remedies coming through. But at this stage we won't cover repertorisation, that's covered in the next tutorial. So I'll just close that for now and focus on those things that you can do within the clipboard. Now, a nice and very important key and button for you to use is the undo facility. If you delete something by mistake or put something in the wrong order, a quick click of the undo button will undo the last action you performed on the clipboard and repeat for the last 10 operations. Now, when you're considering repertorisation, you may want to mark rubrics in various ways, and these 3 buttons here, or icons on the toolbar, allow you to mark rubrics as causative rubrics, that is, all the problems started when this happened, or eliminative rubrics, which is this rubric is so important that I want it to eliminate remedies. If they're not in this rubric, I don't want to see them in my repertorisation. And weighted allows you to weight rubrics between 1 and 5 settings. Vitulcus called this the underlying technique, to assign importance to the rubrics. Now, these settings are only used when you actually repertorise, but the important thing to remember is that you set them here on the clipboard. So if you wanted to make loquacity a very important rubric, say with grade 3, you would click grade 3 here, and the symbol here for grade has changed to show you it's 3. Similarly, you could mark the injustice rubric as so important in the case that it's an eliminating rubric, and then the icon for elimination shows there also. So those are the basic functions of the clipboard. You can print from here, you can copy to the Windows clipboard, you can even combine and uncombine rubrics on the clipboard, but I'll leave that for another tutorial called combining, so that you can learn about that advanced facility in more detail. Perhaps one final thing to say about the clipboards before we move on is that should you want to make repertory additions to any rubric in the case, this is how you do it. So having put a rubric on the clipboard like loquacity or injustice cannot support, if you click the right mouse button on that rubric and click My Repertory, a copy of that rubric and all its remedies will be placed in your personal repertory for you to make additions, say new remedies that aren't yet in the published repertory, you can add yourself, or perhaps remedies that will never be in the homeopathic repertory because they may not be proven in the Hahnemannian way, maybe meditative additions to the repertory or herbal additions to the repertory. You can make them yourself by using this facility to copy the starter rubric to the My Repertory section, and then, as you'll see in another tutorial, you can make changes to the repertory and add your own information in there.